Okay, welcome to lesson 1.2. We're going to talk about slope and graphing lines from slope-intercept form. Your learning targets are to just graph a line given an equation in slope-intercept form. So if you are unsure on how to get an equation into slope-intercept form, go back and watch the video on 1.1 and there will be some examples in there. So to graph a line, you need 2 points. The steps that we're going to follow, we're going to rewrite the equation into slope-intercept form. That's that y equals mx plus b. That's the important part that we talked about in 1.1. We're going to identify the slope, which is m, and the y-intercept, which is b. We're going to plot the y-intercept on the y-axis. We're going to use the slope to plot a second point. That's going to tell us if we're going up or down before we go over to the right. And then we're going to use a straight edge to connect those points. So let's look at an example here first. Again, step 1 is to rewrite the equation in slope-intercept form. So that means I want it to be in y equals mx plus b. So I need to add this 2x to the other side. And that gives me y equals positive 2x plus 1. That's our form, slope-intercept form. So our slope is 2 and our y-intercept is 0, 1. So now I'm going to plot that y-intercept on the y-axis. So the point 0, 1 is right about here. And then I'm going to use the slope to plot a second point. So this slope of 2 is really telling me 2 over 1. So I'm going to go up 2 and to the right 1 from that first point. So I'm just going to count on my graph. Up 2 over 1, and there's my second point. And then if you guys were doing this on your paper, you're going to use a straight edge to connect those dots. I don't have that capability right now, so I'm going to do the best I can. There's my line. Okay, so it's as simple as those 5 steps. Again, let's practice. Start with y equals mx plus b, that's slope-intercept form. So I have to first move this 4x over to the other side. So I have 3y equals negative 4x plus 12. Then I need to divide everything by, oops, not negative 3. Let's try that again, by 3, it's positive. So I get y equals negative 4/3 x plus 4. So again, that tells me that my slope is negative 4 over 3. So that tells me I'm going to go down 4 into the right 3. And then my slope-intercept is positive 4. So I'm going to start my graph at 0, 4. So again, I'm going to graph my y-intercept on the y-axis, 1, 2, 3, 4, 0, 4. And I'm going from there down 4 over 3 for my second point. And then I'm going to connect those with a straight edge to draw a straight line. And there's that line graphed in slope-intercept form. What happens if we get something like this? If I have x equals the number, that looks a little different. I can't put that into that slope-intercept form very well. So when we see a number like this, where it's x equals any number, remember that that's a vertical line. And a vertical line has a slope that is undefined. We looked at that in 1.1 when we tried to divide by 0. We couldn't do that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to graph everywhere where x is negative 5. So if I look at my graph, I could graph here where x is negative 5, but x is also still negative 5 here. So this is again, a vertical line where all the places where x is negative 5. We could have something that looks like this as well. And this, if I want to get y by itself, I divide by 7 to start. That gives me y equals 2. So again, this one looks a little bit different. This is going to be a horizontal line. So anytime you see y equals a number, that is a horizontal. And that means my slope is 0. So again, I'm going to just pick anywhere on this graph where y equals 2. So at 0, 2, that works. And then again, over anywhere else where y equals 2, and I'm going to connect that horizontal line. Okay, so that's it for the examples for 1.2.